Component reusability, how it works. How to create a component in such a way that we can use multiple times. Component reusability. With input and without input. A static page as well as dynamic page. Create next file in basic folder only. Give the file name. One file called emp.js. And one more file, empdetails.js. emp.js and another file, empdetails.js. In emp.js file, right here, on emp list, emp list, export default emp list. Okay, next after this, do the return division tag. ID equal to your given container. In other component, the ID of class, ID. Here also will give ID equal to container. Next one. Apply test. Okay, next after this, come to your app.js file, import this component. Come to app.js file, import this component. Import emp list on basic slash Next, after that, create a link here. Give the link call EMP. And you can keep the heading called props. PROPS, props. The heading you will keep as a props. PROPS, props. You will create a, you will add a root path also here. EMP list. And it will be as a EMP. Check now, EMP list is coming. EMP list. So hope your page is loading. Props comes, right? Let's do something here. Give the path as a only slash, and here also give only slash. So this will become as a default page. In props, give only slash as a link to only slash, and here also give only slash. So this EMP list will become the home page, default page. Whenever your page will load, by default, it will display the EMP list. Now how to check? So remove the EMP, kept only slash. You can check like this. Localhost 3000 and enter. See which is the page by default. Localhost 3000, enter. See which is the page by default. By default page is EMP list. So page is loaded for everyone. Check by default page. If you run localhost 3000, Okay, so for only 1% page is loading. Very good. Check next. Now EMP is ready. Inside EMP, we need to do something. So we'll come to the details page now. EMP details. Write const details. Details. Inside the details, return a division or return a field set. Under the field set, write a legend. Give the name called Ganesh. About Ganesh. Ename. Mobile number. First you can write from age, 30 years. Next paragraph. Mobile. Next. P tag. Education. Next P tag. City. Now write call. support default again details. Okay, ready? So when we call the details component, it will give the one field set. Now this details component, detail function, you can call 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 10 time, n number of times. No problem. Now let's see how to call it. So details component is ready. Details field set open close, legend you added some paragraph. Now we'll come to the EMP component. In EMP component, we will call this component. Call it a details component. So this will become a nested. One component get called inside other. That component get called inside other. Become a nested component. And another way also you can say the details component will be the child component of EMP. How it will be? Let's look at here. Details is the separate that is available under which file? EMP details.js file. So hope this HTML part everyone have completed. Next we will go to the EMP file. Under EMP file, import that details from /details. Okay, imported details. Now come down and under this container, call the details component. So this is like you are calling a function. You function you wrote in one file and that function you are calling in another file. But here in the term of React, you are going to call it a component. Now we have a skill in JavaScript. One function we can call many times. We can call many times. Similar way, this details component you can call multiple times. There is no such limitation. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 times, 5 times, your wish. N number of time you call it. How many times will call? It will return you the field set. Every time it will return the field set. So 5 times we call, so indirectly 5 times we are calling the field set. Look at the browser now. What we can see? About Ganesh, about Ganesh, about Ganesh. How many times? 5 times. So page looks similar, and the component details component you have written one time and you are calling many times. This is called component reusability. Okay, we can call it again and again. Now next will be called props. What is the props? Properties. Okay, what is the properties? And how to create our own property and how to assign our own value. That will be very, very important under the React. Okay, so come next. Right, so hope this page is loaded for everyone. We call total 5 times. So 5 times component is created. 5 times component is created. Now next matter is when you are calling this component 5 times, every time the output remain same. Everywhere the output remain same. To make it dynamic, the output should get changed. The input should happen, then output should come. Okay, that will call it a props. That will call it a props. Property you will pass from one component to other. So how to pass? Let's go to this details component first. And inside the details function, receive a parameter called my or all props. All props, like all properties. Okay, all props is a variable, a normal variable, can be anything. All props. Next, we will come inside this field set component, and about Ganesh you have written, remove Ganesh and write here about all props dot name. All props dot name. Then we will ask how this all props is coming. What is the structure of all props? The structure of all props will be something like this. There will be property called name, and inside the value will be something. There will be props called age. Property inside the value will be something. There will be property called mobile. Inside the value will be something. There will be property called edu. Inside the value will be something. There will be property will be something city. Inside the value will be. So this will be the structure of your this variable. Which variable? All props. The data will come in the form of object, and inside the object there will be multiple properties. Okay, inside that you will have name property, age property, mobile property, city property, as well as edu property. This all property will be sent by parent component. Okay, EMP component will call the details, and while calling the details, the EMP component will give following data. Okay, so I have written here all props dot name. All props dot name. So what it will give? It will give this one. Similar way we can print all props dot age, all props dot mobile, all props dot edu, all props dot city. At this place, you write again all props dot age. All props dot mobile. All props dot edu. All props dot city. So you are using name, age, mobile, city, and edu property in this file. So whenever you call the details component, you have to send those all properties. Name, age, mobile, edu, and city. So you understood in this how to use the property, how to capture and print. In the next component, we'll see how to send that. Okay, how to send that. Okay, so we have noted all the properties. Now come to the EMP component. While calling the details, we have to pass these all properties. Your browser will say everywhere empty, empty, empty. See, are we passing any value? No. Just we are trying to capture the variable. Call name, age, mobile, edu, and city. But those variables are not exist. Those properties are not exist. So from the EMP component now, in details, you have to pass name equal to anything. Okay. If you remember, division is the tag name, ID is the property. Correct? ID is the property. So that ID property is the predefined property that is not made by us. But here details is the name of component, user defined component. Name is a property, but it is user defined or predefined. Not predefined, it is user defined. We have written the name. Let's write here called full name. So anywhere have you seen in HTML property name called full name? No. Write one. Full name equal to something in one place. We'll print in the other file. Then we'll see one property is getting passed or not. Okay. So full name you added. Now come to the other component. Here what you printed? Name. Modify to full name. And look into the browser. See the name you are passing from the parent component. Is that appear in the browser or not? Appear. Here call Ajit, about Ajit. Next, what else we have used? Age. Next property, edu. Next property, city. Correct? So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many have you used here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more is called mobile. Mobile equal to some number. And then check. For first, when you are calling the component first time, is that printing the all the details? Okay, so hope is printed everything for the first user. Is like this. Same way, how many users you have? You can call and pass the values. So when you are calling without value, here we are calling the details. You can't call this one as a props example because you are not passing the property. But when you call the component with the property, correct? This is called an example of props. Now what happened in this page? One place we have written the details component, and how many places we are calling? 5, 6 places. In one component you are calling. Now suppose similar details we want in different component. Similar details we want to display in different component. There also we can call the same. That is called, okay, so at least add here 2, 3 component, 2, 3 user. Then we'll see how we can access the same details component in some other page. Okay, 3 places I called and I given the different value. Najit, Mahesh and Raj. 25 years, 21 years, MA and CA. Pune, Delhi. Three times we called and it should process the value 3 times. Three times? Okay. Now same details component will try to print once here under the user.js file. So let's go. You have a component user.js. Come to the component called user.js file. Okay. Next, after this, we can come to the user component and inside that import details, from EMP details. come down within the same container at last. Call the details component and check first details is calling or not. Details component is calling or something like this. Calling. So you have created under the one page, there we have used 3 times, and the same component you call in some other component. There also you can use one time or n number of time. Right? So that will become a what? Component reusability with props. Okay, so props again, what is that? When we have created a component for reuse purpose, every time output should not remain same, output should keep change. Then again, how can we make it? Then React said like do one thing, you create a component one place and keep calling many times. When we keep call many times, everywhere it was giving the same output. Then we made it a parameter based, right? We are passing some parameter. And that parameter will be called as a properties. Where? Under the React. Look at here. This is full name is called a what? Parameter only. No? There we are passing the value. Age becomes a parameter. There you are passing the value. But again, in the term of React, we can't call it a property since division we have here, and inside the division ID is called as a property, and this is details like the tag itself. And here the full name, how can you say by argument? We have to say the same thing, props only. Okay, props in the sense properties. Okay, property, multiple property combined together called a props shortcut. In user file again, you pass some property. What are those? Full name, Alex. Next, what is education? MTech. What is next? From which city? Bangalore. Okay. So, full name, education, city, age, 40 years, 5. Now you see, it will call the component and display the output as well. So becomes a fully reusable. You can reuse it throughout the project anywhere. Okay, saved now. Check it. It's coming. So we got some idea on props and we got the idea how to create the component and reuse many times. Now you create a component called city list. You create a component called city list. In that, by default, print 10 city name. Understand first properly. First, when we have created this component, here we have added some fixed value. Similar way, you also create a component called city list. You open the field set, close the field set, add the legend called city list, and below display the 10 city name, and that component, which component? City component, call under the props also, call under the customer also, call under the book also, call under the product also, and call under the user also. Understood or not? Create one component that should display the 10 city name. Okay. What you will use? Field set and legend. Legend will say city list, and below it will display the 10 name of the city. And that component you need to call in all the pages. Whichever the page we have created, create one city list component and display the data in all the components. Call everywhere. How you have created the component details and you are calling in AMP and you are calling the user. Similar way, create a component called city list, display 10 city name and call that in all the components. Quickly, and then let me know once it's done. That is compulsory, that should be done by you only. Create a component city.js, write inside the component name called city list and call that in all the component. There you display the 10 city name. Display the 10 city name. Working? No, that represent no practice, no. First you create a component and display 10 city name. Create a component, city.js. In that, display the 10 city name and call that component in user page. How you are calling here? Call details. Similar way, create a component called city.js. There will be the name of component will be I have asked this thing. You can follow me now. City.js. Inside that, we have a component called city list. Const city list equal to return field set legend city list. Can't do this. You cannot display like this city name. This thing I asked to do. Now this component you call in every pages. Right, quickly. City list. We'll go to the user file. We'll import in the beginning. City list. And this city list we can print in the last. It is not called as a props based component, simple component. So in a user page, we can see the city list appear. do this way. Go to the EMP page also. Import. Print inside. So in the props page also city will appear. Okay, where I written. I wrote it under the EMP only. But not printing. Okay, this appear in the last. Customer page also I'll do the same. Book page also I'll do the same. We have a book page. Import here and print inside. City list. In the customer page. Import in the beginning. Print in the last again. City list. Customer page, city list is coming. Book page, city list is coming. Product page I will add again. After table, city list. Clear? Printing everywhere. So what was the confusion? Question was not clear. Or you are confused how to create a component. 20 component you created. Now how many component you created? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside one more call, 6. City, when suppose someone will say create a component, means create a file. Inside write a function. And import the function wherever you want. Import the function from file name in any of the file and use easily. Okay. So yesterday homework is completed. Routing. Honesty is the big policy. If you are not doing in home, that meaning simply you are putting your leg in the fire. Okay, clear. Completed homework. No, that photo should come in group. Okay, if you are doing the assignment, you must post your assignment in the group. Short video, or you post the photo or anything, you must post in the group. It's compulsory. If you will not do the homework, you will forget it clearly. If you are not doing, suppose what props you implemented today. Now, if you will not implement, you will forget it. So props related, I'll give you homework. You should do that in home today. Okay, come now. So let's see this one. This is the homework. After doing, you must send the photo today before sleeping. Okay, props based assignment. Props based assignment, product list. Okay, so I'll guide you. Now, this is a component. This is one component. This is one component. This is one component. This is one component. Component name is called item. Item.js. And there is other component called item details.js. In the item details.js, design is something like this. Design is something like this. In that, in the beginning, you have one assume called apple. Name of the item is in the beginning, and that is in little big font size. You can use something. Okay. So apple is in the beginning. Now below, you will have a photo of apple. There will be one photo of apple. The photo I'll highlight through the blue color. So this is the photo of apple. Okay. Photo of apple. Here photo will come. PHOTO. You will search on internet how to display the photo. If you are not able to do, I'll guide you to more. It's a simple. In SRC folder, public folder, you will keep one.jpg and that will call here directly. In public folder, you will keep one photo one.jpg and you will call here img src equal to one.jpg. Okay. Below there will be option called rupees. Option called rupees 300. Option called rupees 300. This is the look of item details. This is the look of item details. But item details component, you are going to call inside this component. Which component? Item component. So this will call here. Okay. How many time it will call? Let me show you now. Okay. It will come once here. Okay. Again, it will come one more time here. Two times. Again, it will come one more here. Three times. And again, one more here will come as a 4 times. Now every time the value will be different. Which one? Apple, mango, banana, orange. Price should be different. Photo should be different. Okay, so photo, if you are not able to do, display only one photo everywhere. But name should change. Price should change. Okay, and it should be reusable component. Item details separate and item separate. In item.js, you will call the item details and you will pass the props, and whatever you will pass, it will get printed here. In one line, 2 product, and second line, 2 product. Some CSS is also required. So this is your homework using props, complete using props. Complete using props. Complete using props. Homework should come to this WhatsApp 87924626607. Homework photo should come to this WhatsApp. They are in the group, so they will send. You are not in the group, so you can share on this number. So day to day, whichever you are learning, you keep remembering. Complexity is about to come from tomorrow. Okay. State management will start from tomorrow. Data binding part, input, output, and remaining things. Okay. So if the fundamental is not clear, then once we step inside, you will feel like difficult. So repeat 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 10 times is your matter. Repeat n number of times, set up 10 project,